In this video, we're going to take a look at the activity lifecycle methods onCreate, onPause, and onDestroy for our Canon game activity. Now, of course, you already know that onCreate gets called when the app first launches and it creates its main activity. In our case, we're going to inflate the main layout. We're going to get a reference to our Canon view object that's built into that layout so that we can interact with it programmatically. And at line 28, we're going to set up a new gesture detector object, which takes two arguments to its constructor: the context for which we will be detecting gestures, that is this activity, and also the listener that will respond to those events. And in our case, it's the gesture listener object, which we define later on in this source code file. The last thing we do in onCreate is we set our volume control stream, and this inherited method is used to specify the audio volume for the app. Now, we've given as an argument audio-manager.streamMusic, which indicates that we would like the music volume to be the game's initial volume, and then separately this also allows you to use the volume control keys on your device to control the game's volume as well. Now, we have a couple of new activity lifecycle methods here that we're using. onPause gets called anytime the app gets pushed to the background. So for example, let's say a phone call comes in and the user decides to answer that call, the app goes into the background at that point, and we don't want the game to keep playing. So what we do in onPause is the first thing we have to do, which is to call super onPause, and then we say to our Canon view, stop game, and you'll see that this terminates the game so that we're not using CPU cycles in the background. Anytime you're programming for a mobile device, you don't want to keep consuming CPU cycles in the background if you can avoid it, because that consumes battery power and therefore makes the user's device last for a shorter time on battery. Separately, we also have onDestroy, and this is going to get called when the app is being physically shut down, and we want to make sure that we release any resources that are used by the app at that point. And those resources are managed inside the Canon View class, where we have a method called release resources specifically for the purpose of releasing things like the audio resources that we use during this app's execution.